Hello, everybody. My name is Sunzet, and welcome to the first episode of the Memes and Banter Podcast. Not the best name, but we sort of decided on this at 3 a.m. on a Monday this week. No, it was last week actually, so we don't really have a plan. We have no budget. But we do have two guests here tonight who are probably going to be part of the permanent crew here. We have Tara Lex. Say hi, Tara.
Hello.
And we have my boy Doodle Falduds, who probably seen in previous videos. Say hi.
Hello.
And as a matter
One
of fact,
thing,
ooh, oh, what'd you say?
one thing I will say though, I did not agree to the last week thing. And what do you mean? Our budget is fucking a
What?
billion
Well,
dollars.
$1.
One
$1.
w- one
Okay.
bobuck.
Okay.
One square of toilet paper.
Well, before we were here, talking with you all today, I was just about to For lunch, I had three burritos and like a bowl of whipped cream, and that was my lunch. Tara Lex is having a stir fry. He just brought that in, and Duda was having a burger from some place called Harvey's, and he was somehow shocked that I have no idea what Harvey's is. Okay,
Dude.
so Duda, what is Harvey's then?
Okay, so Harvey's. I cannot believe that this is like a Canada only place, but I guess it's like Mr. Big Chocolate Bars. Harvey's is like a burger joint, and like their main thing, right, is they have these really juicy patties, like burger patties. And they're almost like steak, but not really steak. Okay, so this is gonna sound really friggin' weird. Do you know the fat bits in bacon?
The fat
Yeah.
bit? No.
Like like when you're cooking bacon, right? And you have the fat in the bacon.
Okay, so yeah,
Which is
it's
this left on one side.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand. I thought you were talking about where it was just really big on one side, not the literal fat.
What?
Okay,
Oh,
continue. God damn it.
Okay. It's kind of like that, but like steak and
Well, I
on a
know.
burger.
From that description, if it has those sort of parts like bacon, I know it isn't like a Salisbury steak, which I've never tried between two buns. I've always had Salisbury steaks by myself. Um, but is Harvey's like a Canada only sort of deal? Because I have never heard of those in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I
Yeah,
thought you guys had like Harvey's. Like your guys are the
we don't
Burger
even
Kings,
we
you
don't we
know?
don't even have a Harvey's in the UP, and that's and we have tons of stuff in the UP that's in. Well, I think it's in Canada. Do you guys have holiday gas stations over in Canada?
Holiday Inn?
No, not Holiday Inn, just holiday gas stations.
No.
Because apparently that's a big chain in the Upper Peninsula.
Hmm. No, we have like en routes, which are like highway gas station stops, and they have like stuff in them. Like you could grab Wendy's or something. But I've never heard of a holiday gas
Yeah,
station.
and and for burgers, I don't think I've ever seen a gas station place actually sell burgers. I've seen them sell hot dogs and those taquito things, where they be from 7-Eleven, or those twisters. I don't know if they call them twisters anymore, that they used to sell at Speedway. Um, but I do have a burger related story. It was actually, I think, before the pandemic. Not sure. But it was actually, yeah, it was before the pandemic. Because it was, yeah, because I don't remember the time we went to a state fair any other time in the last 4 years, sorry, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, it was 2019. I think it was in July. That's when most of the state fairs happen. Wisconsin, Illinois, whatever. And it's getting to the end of the day. Sun is just about to go down and whatnot. Well, it was a bit cloudy, so maybe it was darker than that. Maybe sun had a few more hours. Maybe it was, because I remember 6. Yeah, it was around 6. Family's about to go leave. Everybody else had a sort of a last bite to eat for an early dinner. and I haven't spent the last of the food money that I got given to me because along with having tickets for all the rides and stuff, they had that Ring of Fire and that one. You ever seen those ship rides that where they go up and down and then goes all the way around?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that too. That was fun.
Wait, they had that at a gas station?
No, a state fair.
Yeah, okay. That makes
Pay attention,
more
Quintero
sense.
amigo. All right, all right. So, yeah, I already spent the tickets were already given to me. I have the food. I haven't spent less of my food money. So what I got for lunch was a late lunch because we got there at like 2 because we had breakfast. We had a very light breakfast because we wanted to get there as early, in sort of an earlyish time before everybody just rushed in. Um, yeah, I got one of the pulled pork sandwich from the barbecue trucks. Apparently it was award winning, even though I've never heard of them. And yeah, so when that
Dude,
time,
like every place is like, "Oh my god, guys, check out this award-winning new thing." And then you like go in
like, okay,
and it's like rotten and you get like the world class spaghetti or whatever the fuck, and it like has flies in it. I'm like,
Who gives those people awards anyway? Is there like some sort of national board, or is it like
dude, I'm pretty
it's all
sure. I'm
it's all,
pretty sure
I
they
think
give
half
like.
of it's people polls, food magazines, whatever the such. But anyway,
I
I
think they like give free samplings to homeless people, and the homeless people give them the awards.
I
I'm like,
mean,
damn.
if they have internet access and can reasonably contribute to a food magazine, I don't see how
yeah,
that could.
yeah. So anyway, so my whole family has already gotten dinner. I'm trying to choose a place, and they tell me to be quick about it. So I went ahead and go online for this. So this one, generic looking burger and fries place. Like there was like what 5 of them at the place, but I just chose the one that was closest to the actual um exit from the fairgrounds and into the main building where they were having the rest of the things. I was in a line that long when I was getting lunch, and compared to every other state fair, it took around 15 minutes to get the line behind. Um, this one, as I can recall, took I think an hour and 30 minutes for this line to go by, and I have no idea what happened. The guy in front of me, we had a good chit chat about stuff about how if I was gonna wait like an hour in line for any sort of burger, it better help me see God or whatever, or else that was gonna be worth it. And about 20 minutes after the line barely moved an inch, we see this one guy. Yeah, 20 minutes ago, so this one guy ordered after the first person left. He just stands there. We're waiting, and we're wondering what's taking so long. And we don't really think about that much. But then we see there's like 20 people ahead of us, and that 20 minutes later, the guy brings food. I'm like, what the fuck is taking so long? like, and then, just so you know, to paint the picture, this is summer in Michigan. It's like 85 degrees. There's goddamn mosquitoes and fleas everywhere.
Boy.
There's one corner of the fairgrounds that smells like gasoline and horse shit. It's just not a good time to be around. And when the line finally scooted over, like an hour and 45 minutes later, I'm just sitting there waiting for my food, just sweating like buckets, smelling like God knows what. And I get handed my burger, and
Dramatic pause. Much.
it's not traumatic. It was just sadness and depression. It was the most bastardized, most inconceivable piece of shit burger I've ever seen in my life. It was a patty that looked like it was been overcooked. It looked like they take it from the cheapest frozen patties they had and just stuck it in a fryer for like 30 minutes. It was just black. And then they had these buns on it that looked like they just bought them from like they just bought them from a Walmart 5 minutes later because they ran out of the other ones. It wasn't grilled. It didn't have any sort of seasoning on it. It was just a plain ass bun. And then, instead of the regular cheese, how they use the slices on burgers, right? No, they didn't use that. They used the nacho cheese, which is liquid.
Hang on.
And
Hang on.
and I have no fucking clue why they used it, because it is the most weird. The texture's off. It's probably super unhealthy, and
did they serve you a burger, or did they serve you a disease?
No, and the thing is, they serve it to me not even in like a little box. They serve it to me in a sheaf of paper with the liquid yellow shit already in it, so it's dripping everywhere. It was getting my hands wet, and eating it was a nightmare. I got stuff all over my face, and when I finally got back after I lost 2/3 of my body fluids from sweating so much, they were looking at me and they were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Dude, I do not have the energy to deal with this shit, man." And then I just ate it. It tasted terrible. And funny enough, because of the pandemic, I kind of haven't gone to a state fair since. But
thank God.
If the burger experience was anything like that horror monstrosity, I'm not getting another burger from that place again. I'll just stick to something else.
Dude, all right. Have I ever told you about the curse burger before?
No. What's the curse
All right.
burger?
All right. So, this was like a while back, and it was when I was working at an en route. Actually, I was working at an en route, and for my break, I would always go over to Wendy's, and I would get like a salad or a burger or something. And I got my burger. I went on break. Nothing too bad was happening. It was fine, but like my shift ended and I went home, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was like the worst vomiting I've ever experienced.
Wait,
Like
I missed something here. Did you already say where you got the burger from? Was it? It
was a Wendy's. It was a Wendy's.
Oh, Wendy's burger, right?
Yeah, a Wendy's burger.
What the hell did you get on the burger if you were vomiting that much?
I just got like cheese, lettuce, and tomato. Get some ketchup, some fries. Like very basic stuff, right?
Do you remember what else you ate that day?
No, I had like chicken nuggets, and that was it. Anyway, it was like the worst batch of vomiting I've ever had, and I got no sleep that night. So the next day, I'm like super tired. I'm dead inside, and I'm still vomiting like every 5 minutes. Like I am spending my entire day just next to the toilet, keeled over, and anything else I would try to eat, I would just like immediately it goes back up. So all I was having was water. I was getting no sleep, no rest. I was like hunched over the toilet bowl the entire day, and that went on for like 2 days. And at that point, I was like, dude, I gotta head to the hospital. And
2 days after hell on earth. Yeah, it's like maybe I should go to the hospital. Amigo, what were you thinking?
I should go to the hospital. Maybe I should. So I go. I'm still vomiting like every 5 minutes, constantly. But at this point, there's nothing left in me to vomit. So I'm just persistently retching, while my stomach is struggling to like produce more bile because there's no more bile left in there.
I can imagine the hospital visit, just talking to the talking to the front desk and explain your situation. No, I was talking to the nurse, explain your situation. The nurse like, all right, so why'd you come to visit us today? I had a burger from Wendy's, and then I passed out. And then when I woke up,
Dude, I like went in and the nurse is like, "So why have you come visited me? Why have you come to visit us today?" And I just like looked at her and I was like, "Bitch, why you think?"
Like,
But like they
what did you look like? She must have figured there
dude,
was something fucked with you by just looks alone.
I can like not imagine what I would have looked like. I would have looked so bad, like not showered in 2 days, not had slept in 2 days. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't drank anything in 2 days, bro. I must have looked like a zombie, I tell you. So they're like, well, we can't do anything for you here. We can't do anything for you here, right? So they
Wait,
throw me
wait,
in. They throw.
you're in a hospital, right?
I'm in a hospital. They're like, yo, we got to send you to the super hospital. You know what I'm saying?
It-
So they throw
Super
me in an
hospital. It's a
ambulance,
stomach bug. What are they doing?
bro. I was dying, man.
Yeah, you went to a. Well, what did you go to first? Was it like just one of the regular size hospitals, or
Yeah, I
and then
went to
they
like like the little local hospital, right?
and then they
Because that was the one that was close.
and then they sent you to like one looks like a goddamn small city block with like skyscrapers.
They sent me to like a Toronto hospital. They sent me to a hospital in Toronto. So like, you know, top of their game stuff. So they threw me in an ambulance and I went over there and they were like, "All right, uh you're dying right now." And I'm like, "No duh." And dude, they like give me an IV, right? And I've always had like a big fear of needles and especially a big fear of IVs cuz when I was little, I had an IV and it got infected. But that's a story for another day. But like this gave me a whole new appreciation for IVs, dude. Like they put that thing in my hand. It was like getting life force injected into me. It was the best feeling I have ever felt in my life. That shit was so good.
Well, yeah,
And I
well, yeah, I suppose those things are kind of built around ingesting foods and actually putting things
bro,
into into the body rather than in the stomach to actually be digested.
I don't know what they gave me, but that thing was sheesh. That was the best thing ever. And I stayed in there for like 8 more hours. Seven
Did
and a
they
half
figure
of
out
which
what
I
did they
slept.
figure out what was wrong with you?
No, they were like, I don't know, man. Something went wrong. Don't know what to tell you, but you seem fine now. I like assumed it was food poisoning, but
Okay,
they didn't know it was food poisoning.
did you ever get back to Wendy's and say, "Hey, this should poison me. Could you at least go look through your stuff?"
Dude, I don't know. Like, but that burger, I swear, it put a curse on me.
Okay,
That
okay,
was a
that's okay.
cursed ass
That
burger.
seems like a. I feel like you should have at least told Wendy's. At least told that Wendy's that you got
Dude,
food
I
poisoning from that place.
I never stepped in that Wendy's again.
No, it's like
I would have died for real the second time
no that,
around.
that no, but legit that scenario. You know WD-40 gaming, right?
Mhm.
I
Cheeky
can't
basement.
tell if this a oh my god story or a very hilarious story, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. Um, so it was I think last year, um, second college semester I think, or in the middle of summer, can't tell. 2022, and it was after some sort of drama or something that WD asked me about. I can't remember the full details. Um, but I think it was about him being, verbally insulted, or just me and him having a
Oh,
conversation.
oh,
Um,
that old yarn.
um, but yeah, I can remember for the life of me. But I remember a very specific story. And I think it was about him. Oh yeah, I think I remember. It was when he got banned from the black magic community. It was it was
what
around
did he
that
get
time
banned
where he
for?
I think it was classic bypassing
I think he got banned
or
for
just
like something weirdly ludicrous at the time. Now people get banned for like
yeah. That's when I think that's when I helped him get unbanned. But then he went on about how he always had these things happen to him, servers, and he thinks it's all his fault. And then something that I could never see happen like a mile away said there was 2 times in servers where he was just dicking around, and there's 2 times someone in the server showed him his entire fucking address, and then he left the server thinking nothing about it. And I'm like, what the fuck? You had 2 people. No, the one person you should have been freaked the fuck out. But when the second time happened, you should. What the shit? And the regular response that he gave me was, oh, I didn't think much about it. Like, you fucking what?
I didn't think much about being doxxed.
No, I didn't think about much about somebody knowing exactly where I am. It's all cool.
I don't know. To be fair,
And
it's
then
not like
I-
some
and then-
terrorist organization has your IP address or like it's the BMC, dude. It's a bunch of 12-year-olds. What are they gonna do? They're gonna come to your house.
No, this wasn't in the
Box.
BMC. It was some
Oh, it was
mystery.
somewhere
It was
else.
just from mystery server that WD left. Yeah, the two that WD left after he got somehow, IRL doxed for some reason. I
Right.
don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say he trolled too hard, but at that point, no amount of trolling should warrant something of that magnitude.
And that's why you should always use
No,
NordVPN.
we're not sponsored by them. Shut up. But
Surfshark VPN. Nah, dude. People
we are sponsored.
now.
We
people now.
we are sponsored by Mac Iris though. So that's a first for the first episode.
Cool.
You know-
People,
you know, who-
people
you know what
now.
you know what Mac Iris is, Dudo?
No, they're not in Canada. Do not tell me about them, dude.
Boy, you don't know about Mac. You want to know about the wonderful world of Mac Iris?
Oh my god, not right, not like this.
Do we have any premium subscriber codes to give out?
No, unfortunately not.
Do we have any free trials?
No,
Maciris.com/memes.
no behind the scenes footage. I don't think we've I don't think we've done enough for that yet.
We're sponsored by ourselves.
Fuck you. I'm the sponsor now.
I am the sponsor. Dude, people will dox people like over the dumbest stuff these days. Like, remember No Man's Sky?
That game that was
No,
bad
the-
and unfinished, and then they had to update it a bunch, kind of like Street Fighter V.
Oh my god.
What's
Let's
making you
not
mad? Street
go
Fighter
down
Five
the-
or No Man's Sky?
Street Fighter 5. Let's not go down that one.
Yo, okay, forget about No Man's Sky for just a hot minute.
Oh no.
Because I wanna talk about, because I remember when Street Fighter V released. I was what?
Dude.
I don't think I touched Street Fighter 4. The first Street Fighter game I remember playing was Street Fighter Cross Tekken for the Xbox 360. I remember that. But I didn't really play anything else. And this was back in, I think, did it release late 2015 or early 2016?
I think Street Fighter 5 released in like 2016.
Yeah. And I remember the first photo I watched on it is when I was I was some of the kind of early subscribers to Corey X Kenshin back when he was
Oh.
back when he was not even as big as he is now. I think he only had like what I think 1 million, 2 million subscribers.
He only had 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, but I found him to be
Oh
way more damn entertaining than the other big gaming YouTubers. Um,
yeah.
and I saw his Street Fighter Five video. And I'm like, oh my, this looks great. This looks much better than Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Um, and that was kind of because Street Fighter Cross Tekken, for all the cool shit you could do in it, I feel like it didn't have a lot of game modes. You had story. You just I don't know if it had survival. There was the trials online. There wasn't much stuff to do. I mean, you could do stuff, play against CPUs and whatnot. Um, but I feel like apart from that, there was just a lot less content out there, even though there was a lot of characters. But I guess that balanced it out.
Dude, that's like a universal problem with most fighting games, right? Like you have the online, which has a 50-50 chance of being garbage or playable. And then the single player modes are like training and arcade. And like you're like, did I pay $50? Did I play $50 for arcade mode or story mode? I was like, yes.
Did I pay 250 Robux just to play PvP?
Yes, you did.
God, Rogue Lion, just such a piece of shit. Anyway, so after I watched that video, my brain kind of skipped over the obvious red flags, which was the supreme lack of characters compared to I think base Street Fighter 4 when that first released.
Dude, SF4 had so many characters in it.
Yeah.
Like,
Street Fighter Cross Tekken had even more.
how many characters were in Street Fighter 4, like Omega at the end of its life cycle or whatever? I think there were like 60. There was like a ridiculous amount of characters. But I never got too into Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, 44. There were 44 characters.
44. Jesus Christ. That's 44 too many. I want a monkey game, but
And in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I remember there being a lot.
what fighting game do you think has like the most characters other than Smash Ultimate? Other than Smash Ultimate.
Apparently there's only 38 characters in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I feel like there would have been way more. I don't think any other game has that big of a selection of characters. But back to Street Fighter Five. Apart from the characters, another thing that was a bit of a red flag was the amount of clipping the characters did for their models. The hair going through limbs and whatnot.
Yeah, that.
It definitely tells me who was actually on point, who was actually doing stuff with the modeling, and who was just being lazy, not giving anything collision. And there was also the lack of a regular versus mode where you could just fight a CPU. There's only survival, playing online, whatnot. And have you ever touched or even seen these Street Fighter 5 base story mode? What it actually shipped with?
I have not. I've just like heard bits and pieces of like, oh man.
Yeah, because famously, Street Fighter 5 did not ship with a sort of real arcade mode. I don't think it did, and if it did, it was probably extremely lackluster, or it was just integrated into the main story in some weird wackish way. But it was just awful. It was the worst Street Fighter story of. I'm gonna say it was the worst fighting game story mode of all time. just based on the cinematics, and how the story went. And the thing that makes me pissed off about it is that during that development cycle, you can see in the story mode there are unique characters with unique models, lots of them having unique animations and attacks. There was the police officer, there was the Shadow Soldier, there was the dolls, which is cool. But then you realize that instead of actually making or spending more time actually developing the character instead of just having them be released through DLCs and endless updates, they put it into this really bad story mode, just for the sake of trying something different when they clearly should have stuck to the original formula. Because a lot of those characters you see once and then you never see them again. It's just such a waste of time. It's just such a waste of development practice. For them to not be, because the story mode, as I recall again, is very long. It's not like an arcade mode where it's like you spend 15 minutes and then there's a memorial final boss like Gil or Seth or any of those other ones.
Yeah.
And then, it eventually got better. But another thing that I just really didn't like about, especially the later versions, because I thought the Street Fighter V animations, the animation of the base characters, I thought were fine. You could tell that some parts were mo-capped, but it didn't look, it didn't look awful. The super arts, were fluid. They were fun to look at. But for the later seasons, the mocapping animations were awful. You could tell it was limited by the sort of cartoonish style of the models. Just didn't fit in at all. Especially Dance Taunt. I think that was one of the worst ones. Lots of the later super arts lacked so much impact. It was just very pedestrian, like, oh, that happened. I feel like the development team just wanted to, get stuff out of the way. I remember Oro's moves looking god fucking awful too. His animations were just...
Oro was so sick in 5, though. Like...
Yeah, his combos were good. He was top tier. His animations were shit tier.
Yeah, Oro was really cool. I mean, he's always been cool. Like in Third Strike, it was cool. What's his V Trigger 2? What's it called? Like
Tengu Stone.
Tengu's, dude, that thing is so broken.
It was broken. It was broken in Third Strike, and it's broken in Street Fighter V.
Yeah, yeah. But damn, it was fun.
And I haven't gotten Street Fighter 6 yet. Partly because I have no money. Because one, I don't have a car, so I can't go to a job. Second, online, my parents are extremely dubious of online job listings. Partly because, lots of them aren't reliable, and thirdly, I haven't gotten anything done around the house lately. Partially because it was no motivation from a job or anything. But enough of my own just troubles of being a broke ass. Street Fighter 6 looks like the game that Street Fighter 5 should have been.
Yeah, dude.
It should have been the natural evolution from Street Fighter 4's own look and feel, the mechanics. Because that's what he essentially did. They just brought back. They put the Third Strike parry into a Street Fighter 4 sort of mechanical design. But I remember a lot of people saying that parrying. Yeah, there was a big fiasco before when Street Fighter 6 came out. When the gameplay shows are being revealed about how saying that parrying is going to put the skill ceiling really high, but when it was revealed that parrying is super easy, super easy to do now. Um, that was kind of subsided. But yeah, I remember Street Fighter 4 was a lot
Because
more accessible because of the lack of a pairing feature.
yeah, because parries in Street Fighter 6, right? Like they're an important mechanic at like higher levels of play. Like sometimes you have to get perfect parries with like some characters like Marissa or whatever, but they're not like the mechanic like in Third Strike or something.
Yeah,
Because
you can
in
you
Third
can
Strike,
be you can be a top level player without using parrying in Street Fighter
hmm
6.
yeah, like the mechanic in Street Fighter 6 is very much like the drive system. Like
I don't like
that,
I don't like the drive. I personally
dude.
I've never touched Street Fighter 6, but for all the hours I've seen on the game, I feel like it's weird. I just feel like the drive system is weird because
It is odd, but dude, it's so cool. Like everything is about the drive, drive gauge, the resource management is dope. You're like always looking like, oh, what's my opponent's drive gauge? Like, what can they do? The stun rework is so good, legit.
and
Like
that's another thing
stuff going on.
I don't like the stun rework. Um and that's some of the things that when I was playing Street Fighter 4, I thought that game's resource management was fine enough. 4 bars a meter, spin all of it, you get super. You can also focus backdash, save up your ultra meter as another resource. Um, and then in Street Fighter 5, it was kind of simplified down. You didn't really have ultra. Damage was not as high. It was all about just. It was a more neutral focused game, but I feel like in adding drive gauge, because you know for the implementation of drive gauge, you no longer have a secondary resource that gives you a powerful boost like V trigger, or a powerful attack like ultras. Um, but when there's actually with the implementation of drive gauge that has its own mechanics behind it when you do have it, which is the big armored swing attack, the movement based one. Um, but the problem with that is the fact that it can run out, and I really don't, and I really don't like having, those sort of movement options being locked behind a sort of resource meter that has to recharge. Because if you can remember, FADCing moves on block in Street Fighter 4. That cost meter, there was no penalty. There was no penalty for using them a lot, as long as you had the meter to do so. Um, but this one, you get to do what, three things in order to advance on your opponent. And if you don't get it, and your opponent just does these moves to also deplete the drive gauge, and then you're just stuck there not having fun while your opponent has all the fun. And I feel like it's just it's one sided, and also compare with the wall stuns. The wall stuns are, I feel like, just not a good addition, probably because of how easy they are to get against even a good opponent. It can it can sort of turn, yeah, because when you're facing the corner, it's no longer you know in a situation where you have your back towards the wall, or if it's in neutral. Every character's best place in this game now is against an opponent in the corner, and I feel like that's not very good.
I I do think like to fully appreciate the drive system, you like have to play the game and like get experience with the game because the drive system is legit. Like my favorite part about Street Fighter 6. That's why I'm playing it. And also JP is dope. But
Because to me, the whatever that is, the drive dash combos where they have like the green stuff. To me, it just looks like the same as. I mean, it has some of the same stuff that Street Fighter 4 had, like using FADCs to extend combos, and all that stuff. You know, like Evo will use Hadoken into stand heavy, that sort of stuff.
but now there's like more thought in it. Like, is this gonna kill my opponent? Can I get this corner carry off of this drive rush combo, or is it gonna cost too much and am I gonna burn out or whatever and put myself in a bad position, even if I'm on the offensive?
I just feel like I won't really use it too much, because I already have lots of other things to worry about, like screen presence, footsies, resource management for my meter. I probably use it occasionally, but I'm not going to be the guy who is using it nonstop.
Because those guys burn out and then they die.
No, if you
Sure.
because if you look, even if you get burned out, I don't feel like there a penalty does exist, but for people who can just turtle and can actually block and do these 1 and 2 frame reversals, they aren't actually really any danger. I just feel like, yeah, meter is there, but apart from the penalty that you can't use them anymore, it shouldn't really add an extra debuff alongside that.
No, burnout is really bad. Because you get the 4 extra frames of hit stun. And if you eat a drive rush, you're like dead. You're uber dead.
Yeah, I feel like burnout needs to at least sort of change for the better.
Maybe later down the line when the game is more developed, but I'm a Street Fighter 6 simp. That game is dope as hell.
Yeah.
And it has all of these cool features and rollback and like avatar stuff and story mode and world tour.
Something I might actually try though is that DNF duel.
Do not play DNF.
Okay. It just got
DNF duel.
it just got released on Nintendo Switch, I think, a month ago. And I always thought that the fighting game lineup for the Nintendo Switch was kind of meh because you had shed ass MK11 that played at 30 FPS and looks like garbage. You had Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which I never really got into because I think the
rollback.
It's a Marvel versus Capcom game, but I feel like the combos are like way too drawn out, and you have to do all this crazy horse shit in order to do stuff. It just didn't feel like a game that I would enjoy long term. There was it's the only fighting game that on there that I didn't really enjoy playing was Fighting EX Slayer, and even then, that game doesn't have as many things to do in it, and it's a budget fighting game compared to MK11 and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but to me, I don't think there's anything. I did watch a couple tournaments of it, and I don't think there's anything really wrong with wrong with DNF Duel at first glance. I haven't played it yet.
Don't play it.
Have you played it?
Yes. Thank God I got a refund. Because DNF, right? Like, you're like, oh, hey, this fighting game looks cool. And then you play it, and the movement is terrible in an anime fighter. Like, the balance is non-existent. Getting comboed in the corner by a striker doing the infinite dive kick loop. You're like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, it does not feel good at all.
Okay, did you wait for it to be nerfed or something, or did you just return it on the spot?
You think they care about updates?
I mean, they cared enough to release it on more platforms. I would have imagined
And
that
that's
they
it,
would have cared about
dude.
updates.
They like nerfed Swiftmaster a little bit, and the game has not been touched since. It's been like almost over a year now. It's been a long friggin' time, and the game's just like been left in the appalling state that it is in, and everyone left, and now nobody plays it anymore. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, there's Spectre coming out, or whatever. I don't care about Spectre. Like, she looks cool, I guess, but unless they like seriously up the balance and make like a movement system rework, I don't think I'm gonna touch DNF again, like ever. Also, everybody has like these normals that go like full screen, but only half of them are competent. It's really hard to describe, like, you know.
Which game's balance would you actually compare it to?
I will compare it to like, I don't know. It's like Marvel versus Capcom, but it's also trying to be Street Fighter. Like
Okay, well,
it,
first off, for it to be compared to Marvel vs. Capcom, it needs to have a drastically huge gap between the worst character in the game and the best character in the game. So
it does have
what's the
that.
worst character in the game in DNF Duel?
I'm pretty sure it's still Lost Warrior.
What can Lost Warrior do?
Um, he can do a cross up in a game where cross ups don't matter. Uh, he has hit grab that can go anywhere, but it takes like 50 frames or whatever. Uh, his normals are all trash except for like a 2M. No, I don't know.
Okay, well,
He's
can
a
he?
he's a secret character.
Can he do anything? I mean, because even the low tiers of Marvel vs. Capcom have something special about them that can either bring utility or can at least be viable in a specific team setup, like Hisako with the golden armor, which can turn her into an invincible assist, or Felicia who has insane speed even though her damage is pitiful. Um, can Lost Warrior do anything like that?
He can do cool combos.
Okay, does he at least have damage?
Uh, I, his damage is like mid as hell, but like he does damage if he gets a hit.
Does
He
he have
doesn't
it?
he
Can he,
doesn't have infinite dive kick loops though, so
does he
replays
have?
don't.
Uh, okay, so yeah, apart from, can he do anything that's universal like meaties or pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Even though pressure in the game kind of sucks, except for a select few characters, because offensive mechanics and the defensive mechanics don't work well together at all, and it feels bad on both sides. But he can meaty you. Yeah, he can like run up and uh hit buttons and
sorry for the
take back.
noise, everyone. So I was trying to look at something in the background. Yeah, sorry if there was just a teensy bit loud for somebody. Watch right now. Um. Okay, so compared to the best character in DNF, which is it?
It's either Swiftmaster or Striker, but I'm gonna say Swiftmaster because his neutral is God tier.
So if you compare, yeah, because the worst balanced game of all time, apart from the usual suspects like MVC2 and whatnot, is Injustice 1.
Justice.
Yeah, Injustice 1.
Yeah. Dude, Injustice is one of the games of all time.
All right, so what is the how it compared to that game? Is DNF Duel? How much do you think it's on a level of Injustice balancing?
I think it's like getting there, but
You
it's
mean
not there.
the game has gotten worse?
I think it's like approaching Injustice levels, but it's not at Injustice levels. Thank God. Uh, Injustice was pretty goofy, pretty, pretty goofy game. Didn't like the stages matter in tournament.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
But the difference with Injustice in that game, I can say that, um, in Injustice, no matter how bad your character was, every character had something broken about them. They had they had at least one form of sauce that they could use.
yeah. Like I forget his name,
But for
but he had
but
like 9 command grabs,
Solomon
and
Grundy,
all of them were really.
he
Oh
wasn't a
yeah,
bad
Grundy.
he wasn't a bad character.
Grundy. He was like okay, but when you're okay in a game where the top tiers are nefarious, you're basically bad. Unless you're like not fighting the top tiers, but then you're
You know, can we talk?
not playing Injustice.
Can we transition this to BM2 balancing for a little bit?
Oh man.
I remember how much I complained about BM2 balancing, and the one
Yeah.
claim I always said, and I used one of my clips from when we were fighting one of those servers against each other, is that Kurai on any hit on trade, he was so plus that he could recover faster and then continue that hit into a combo like nothing happened.
Yeah, he could. He used to be able to combo, like, off of most things. Like his launcher was just so good. Like,
No, I mean like like you would trade with him, you would trade with the opponent, but Kurai
oh, you mean
recovers.
like his hit stun, like on LAC or something?
Yeah, against against other moves. If if your move didn't have because I'm pretty sure Kurai launcher. If it trades with anything that doesn't knock back or puts you into the ground like Rev SP1, you could just recover fast enough and then just do a combo. And I always thought that was the stupidest thing in the world that they allowed that to happen.
Yeah. Now, luckily, his launcher doesn't function properly half the time, and he can't combo out of it at all. So,
Honestly,
ha ha ha.
that's karma. That's karma, bitch. Like,
Dude, no, no, it's not. It's dumb. I was on the test team,
That's its
right?
punishment for pissing me off one too many times.
Because I was a tester for the Virtue rework, and they were like changing the way combos work, and Kurai's launcher, it like fell out 3/4 of the time, and I was like, hey guys, uh. This is a problem, and Osama, he was like, who cares, man? You guys will fix it, right? And like everyone was like, mm, sure, we'll get around to it. And
Yeah.
then the Virtue rework released, and Kurai Launcher still does not function properly, and I can't play the class. And also, all of his problems from before are still there, but they're worse now.
Okay, well, just one of the busted tools Kurai had, which was launcher. I'm sure that it seems like an entity got way worse, but Kurai still has the fastest button in the game, the fastest heavy reaching button in the game, and can still combo from everything. They didn't take that away. They made launcher worse, and that's about it. They made launcher a non-entity, but Kurai is still
They made launcher worse. They made his block pressure worse. Because now, even though guard breaks are only 1 bar, it's really easy to just brace it. So he actually needs 3 bars to get like any sort of mix up. And he has 3 bars. That's his super gone. That's like his special 8 that he could be using, and that's what gives
That's
him
for
damage.
that's for every character. And Kurai's mix-ups were some of the fastest in the game already. They never changed that. They never changed that frame data.
No, his guard break is and now because before, right? Like you literally just couldn't avoid Kurai guard break unless you got lucky, or you had a red dash available, or you had a counter, or you had a counter of some sort, or like iframes or something.
Yeah, because I
And
because I
that's
remember.
what like made the guard break so scary, right? But now you can just hit like S and you're fine from the guard break.
Okay, well, I mean also they got rid of side dash, so I don't know why people
Yeah.
are complaining about mix-ups being harder to do because you could just side dash out of if the opponent didn't have a move that had a lingering hitbox, and lots of the classes didn't. Mix-ups were damn near impossible because you could just side dash out. And now without a side dash, it's easier for also my class assailant to do the LAC reset into stuff like GB because it leaves the opponent standing so they can't roll out of it. And so I could either go for SP6, meaty SP6, or meaty GB, and they have to guess. Yeah, they have to guess. They either have to guess or they have to, or they either have to do some sort, or they have to know the matchup. But even then, if I do SP6, um, they have to jump in order to avoid that. So unless you have an opponent who has reactions that are on point, it's not that big of a deal. But for Kurai, you can't jump over Kurai stuff. Say you leave an opponent standing in a combo. So you have GB and SP1. For GB you have to brace it, and SP1 breaks brace. Um,
Yeah,
the
you can like brace Kurai's guard break on reaction
what
every
they
time.
gave
And
Kurai.
the only way he can get around it is if he breakthroughs his guard break, which is 3 bars, and then launchers you. And the launcher has like a 50-50 shot of not working, and he gets no combo for 3 bars, and he dies.
So can't you
And
just do?
that.
Can't you just do SP1 then as another tech option?
No, it's really slow. It like it's slow. And also special one is also like integral for your combos, so you get a worse combo, and you still probably have to use launcher in that combo anyway. So like if you special one and it works, you get HAC2, Jack, JAC whatever, LAC, HAC3, and then you can either like pray that you timed it correctly and your special one is off cooldown by now, and you do launcher, which still may not work, or you just end the combo with special 5 and you get like 250, 280, whatever. One like Avalon or Assailant or whatever.
Well, in that
Like
regard, I feel
they
like
just
that's much better in that sense because Kurai was never meant to be yeah, I can tell he was never meant to be a big damage character. He's supposed to be,
yeah, no.
pure rushdown, relies on resets, relies on getting all these hits, getting combos from everything. I don't think
But
it affects.
but the problem now is his damage is 2 Garbo, and since his damage is bad, his meter gain is bad. And he
Okay,
needs
well,
3 bars to like hope for a combo and
okay,
pray for a combo, and his combo doesn't do a lot of damage. Resets are still not good because of super armor on rolls, and he can't catch rolls. Like he can't catch rolls at all.
Okay, even if his pressure on knockdowns has been neutered, what's the I'm gonna ask you this: what's the minimum damage he gets off of something like JAC1 counter hit, which happens a lot. It's something that plagues the game. What's the minimum damage he is getting off of that? Like 200 plus. He's getting 200 plus damage of any JAC connect. And compared to other characters' weakest connects, like all the other JAC hits, apart from the apart from the obvious one, which is Rev, who can
Or Avalon, who gets an infinite, but we don't have to talk about Avalon.
Wait, Avalon still has an infinite. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, he has the infinite still. I think he has multiple.
Yeah, because I always thought Avalon was the best character in the game. If it was not Kurai. And that's because apart from the infinite, I can't tell if Avalon.
Apart from the infinite, he's just really good. Like, he
has the best reset pressure in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He has the most versatile combo routes. He can end his combos 5 different ways. He can set up his combos 5 different ways. He can put you into really hard to blockables. I don't think they're people have told me it's not they aren't unblockables, but if not, they're just really stupidly hard to blockables.
Did you know that Avalon's guard break and LC have the same animation? They have the same startup animation.
Uh-huh.
And one breaks block and the other breaks brace, and he gets an infinite off of both of them.
Okay, well I'm just subtracting the infinites because Avalon is still the best character in the game without...
Subtract the infinites, he gets like 350 damage
infinites,
off of them.
apart from subtracting... just like how Osama subtracts any lore that Void Exus wants to put in the game.
So true, honestly.
God. Yeah,
Osama like isn't even around. Like Osama, I don't know what he's doing, but it ain't BM2. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Apart from the people who, and I was ask Tara, wake you up from your nap you have for the past 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You guys are used to Blocks cards having like 5 different updates in a month, right? Or 6 that are just like, for events or commission arts or for the new syndicate brawls. You guys get that.
Yeah, the gameplay changes are about once or twice a month.
You have it so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a joke. I remember when I was in the VCU with WD, for a little bit afterwards. I think they were talking about how I think it was when they were playing when Souls Combat was just got reworked, or either when they were talking about Shards of Genesis. Yeah, we had a good laugh about how much support those games get versus BM2. And especially with Amar being on the actual game team and working with Sweet Smoothies, who isn't even on the game. Actually, no, I don't think it was Sweet Smoothies. I think it was someone else. Sweet Smoothies does dev games, but I don't think he worked with Amar. Or if he did, I just forgotten.
Huh?
Was my mic out?
I think so, yeah.
No, I didn't even realize. I was just saying that Amar and somebody else had already worked on Souls Calibur for a long time, on their own volition, while everything needs some sort of. Everything in BM2 apparently, from what I can gather, needs the okay from Osama. No dev can just put stuff into the game when they want to, because that means everybody's workload is put on a leash by a guy who said it's a passion project, even though whatever passion is there, I guess you could call passion whatever you want, but it's not passion to me.
Dude, Osama, like in my experience, right, on the testing team, Osama like appears like every week or so, and he's like, "Cool," and then he like leaves. Like, before the virtue rework out, he said, "All right, I'm gonna go take another 11-month long break," and everyone was like, "Yes, sir." I think at this point, like Budodi is the only actual dev that's like working.
Yeah, I have not
on
seen
the
any
game.
other person have any other sort of uh and talk about any other sort of game development whatsoever.
Yeah, BM2 is like in perpetual limbo, and
And I remember question of the day, right?
yeah,
Tara, if you don't know, to spice up this cocoon of a wasteland that was the BM2 server at one point, where people occasionally get knighted every once in a while. Remember that? Remember that dude though?
United.
Is it
Sir
like,
Seedley,
how?
the knighted one, Sir Seedley. You don't remember
What?
the death of
I
Varict?
have like a vague idea of what you're referring to,
Oh my god, I have to
but
tell you
I
that
do
someday.
not remember it.
Okay, so question of the day was started by I think Fiery Scorpion or Timeless as a way to like spice up the server.
Yeah,
And I
I think
feel
it was
like that's
Fiverr.
apart from what Bidoti's doing is the only other sort of support that I've seen. From the actual people who are running the community. Um, but it's just a lot of random questions and whatnot.
Yeah, like, should the government be mandated to provide you a girlfriend?
What is your favorite GIF?
My
Uh,
favorite, my
what's in
favorite
your
GIF is
fridge? What's in your
definitely
fridge right?
the.
What's in your fridge right now?
My favorite GIF is definitely Frenzy Diablo Killer.
What condiments do you put on your cereal?
Milk.
What is the greatest civilization on Earth? And then Timeless just shows up. It just shows up and says, "Wait. What? Hold on. I gotta check if he actually said. Yeah, he pings question of the day. What is the best way to die?" and, then,
Oh yeah, that.
and then everybody in chat room was confused as fuck. And then Timeless revealed after Fender said, "You good, dude?" And he's like, "I just died of Minecraft and lost 72 enchantment levels."
Average timeless moment. Dude, one
And I,
one
and I,
day someone's gonna like, question of the day. How do you hide a body?
yeah,
So-
imagine Extra Killer. He gets access to question of the day,
Oh
and he just
dude,
does some
I would leave. I would
Dude,
leave
that would be the
Black
best-
Panther 2 community.
that would be the best entertainment of planet Earth if he got if he got question of the day.
Dude, modern Schumer's are like an enigma to me.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, modern streamers feel like the products of if you're stuck in a white room with a computer screen and only had access to Twitch streamers.
literally. Like, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, man, I sure do love Genshin Impact. And then, like, 5 seconds later, some guy will post, like, a book, or something, or a cat image.
Yeah, one time he's posting. One time it's like Tiger's Boy posting a picture of a cat. The next, it's like Extra doing some sort of random wacky horse shit. I think I remember that one time. I can't recall. It was one of extras. I don't know. I do not know what he posted, but I remember it being a really big fiasco.
Dude, that's like everything extra posts. Like
Now this one, this one is special. Apart from
this one was
apart
different.
no apart from the fake mental breakdowns he has, this one was special.
Dude, I'm like convinced that when Shad came back to Choom, like he infected everybody with bipolarism.
You know,
Like,
Shad's all right.
No, no,
No,
like,
he
dude,
no, I
this
I did get it. I did see him and talk with him on the on his own friend server. That I think Sleek invited me on, and there he was just a normal person, and he got super confused whenever when I confronted him about it. So I just kind of bare the hatchet, and I barely see him talk, and I barely see him talking now. But I'm pretty sure most of the time he's just messing with people because
dude,
yeah, he's
Shad
like
Shad legit has issues. Like,
and don't say don't
no,
just do
no.
not talk about that here. Got it?
Okay, but he needs therapy for real. That's all I'm gonna say.
What makes you funny is that people say Boss Wolf needs therapy. I think that's just hilarious. Boss Wolf, all he does is press.
Yeah.
All he does is just press his. He just trolls. He's the master of trolling, and
That's still Dreeper.
he doesn't mean
That's still Dreeper.
he doesn't mean anything he says. He's not hurting anybody, but everybody in Shoom wants him dead. Like seriously.
Dude, everybody in Choom wants everybody else in Choom dead. Like, something happened. Well, I know what happened.
Yeah, I have a good idea about
that.
that.
I know what happened, but something happened.
Do you remember that? Tara. I don't know if you ever had this in the actual Memes Banner channel on the Boxcard server. If you had any of the special characters that are even remotely on the level of chat room members, can you think of any, Tara?
Well, the characters of the Bloxcard server are usually like they usually get their infamy from being weirdly gross or sexual about Bloxcards related stuff. I can't say that there's been anybody in Memes Banter like who did stick around because usually people don't get validation for that. You know, there's only one of them in chat at a time, and there are usually 5 people who are like, "What the fuck?" So,
yeah, we don't have. There was a time when it was like the same situation, but that was like what, 2020, 2019, where all that disgusting shit happened. But afterwards, it's just been hilarious. There was that one dude. You might not remember a lot of these, but there's one I'm gonna bring up that you definitely do remember. There was
if you say Bilal.
There was Retro Kaku. Remember Retro Kaku, dude?
The goat.
Yeah, the goat. That was one. There was that dude who talked like he was a Baki character. I forget his name.
Which one?
No, no fucking idea. I legit can't remember, but it was the funniest shit ever.
Dude,
well, not the funniest shit ever, because the funniest shit ever was Bilal.
Dude,
Tara,
Bilal?
Tara, you have no idea what was the legacy of Bilal.
You're pure, bro. You're pure.
Bilal was the funniest goddamn shit ever.
Dude, Bilal just like pulled up. Like
he came out of nowhere. I remember
he appeared and he just went off.
I remember Dudo pinging me. I wasn't even in the server yet. I was off doing who knows what. I think I was playing. I was off doing playing Sniper Elite 4 on my on Nintendo Switch,
God, this
and
guy.
I get a notification. Oh, Sniper Elite's good. Shut up. And and I get a ping from Dudo about saying,
Dude.
please, please get in here. You have to make this an objection.law. And I'm
You
like,
gotta see
and
this,
and
bro.
I'm like, and I come in, and I look at the absolute chaos and I'm saying, dude, what the fuck is going on in here? And he replies in all caps, Godhood.
Yeah, I remember that, bro.
And then,
God.
it was at the end of it where I just saw this guy speaking in italics. It was Bilal, by the way, about some organizations or whatnot. And
Dude, he was like going on about the shadow government.
no, it wasn't a shadow government. I remember it vaguely. It was, I don't know what I remember. It was like 10 minutes before I got banned because I think okay, I think it was either the skeleton nuts or it was the Tara. Stay with me here, Tara.
Dude. Do you still have like the videos of the
I don't
objective outlaw?
I'm recording on the actual Tower PC. I don't think I have them on the Tower PC. Oh, let me see if I still have it on streamable. Because
I think I sent them to Ooks.
Oh wait, yeah, I still have them. I still have them on. I still have them.
Oh my God. Bro, you gotta show Tara these, man.
Hold on, I'll post them in here. Hold on. Okay, so there's the first one.
As
then-
a woman.
And then here's part 2. Okay, turn.
Oh.
Keep your desktop down. Okay,
Yeah.
and then part 2 says it all. The thumbnail says it all.
Dude,
you can't
how
see
you
it.
put a
You can't
warning.
see it. You can't see it, everybody at home, because just is the image of the episode title and the 3 Amigo avatars. But I was planning to upload the parts of this of like almost everything Bilal said, apart from like what I think 3 pages of lore he created between
The lore.
of lore he created before this.
Dude, when is Matt Pat gonna get on the Bilal Chronicles, bro? Like,
I was planning to upload this to YouTube, but I was certain I was gonna get banned for it. Like, there was so much insane
you're
shit
fine.
in it. I think specifically in part 2.
bro, he went off the rails.
I think my favorite parts were hold on. There's so many fucking good parts in it.
The entire thing is gold.
I think it was, and I think a good part of the editing I did on the objection.law thing was when he did the Storm Ruler thing. I changed his name to Bilal Storm Ruler, and then after he started doing all the fucking lore making shit, I changed his name to Bilal the Philosopher.
Dude,
I think that was my finest.
My favorite.
I think this is my masterpiece, and I can't put it, and I cannot put it on YouTube. But it's one of the funniest things I've ever. One of the funniest things I ever looked on. Just going through it, and it got every time he said a sentence, it got worse. Like, think about that.
It got worse.
He definitely uses 4chan. Like, there's so many like catchphrases he uses that are popular. Yeah.
My favorite part was definitely the part where he like molests the gravestone and then ascends into heaven.
Wait, what? Wait, he did. Wait, what? Was that in the video?
I'm not sure if it's in the video, but I like distinctly remember it.
Tara, there's no fucking way you can be prepared. And I think even though this was all in the deleted chat room, because chat room got deleted 3 times in the BMC.
4 times.
4. When was the other one?
It was It was like 4 months ago.
4. God damn it. Okay.
It gets deleted a lot.
Yeah, so I
It needs
think
like a purge every once in a while.
I think the original texts have been lost have been legit lost to time. You cannot go back and read it. Um, but I am glad that I archived it in this fucked up way.
Dude, imagine if the Epic of Gilgamesh was preserved in Ace Attorney.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. Yeah.
Retro Kaku was definitely like the classic. Like that's
Tara, have you seen the Retro Kaku video?
I have not.
Hold on, I'll put it in the group chat. Hold on.
Go watch that video now on Sunzet's YouTube channel.
Hold on. Fuck! I sent this one again. Damn it all.
You're bad, dude. Retro Kaku is definitely like the OG BM idiot.
Yeah, this was
the cryby.
Yeah, he's the poster boy for what all the BIMs. If you don't know what BIMs are, Terralex, a ban of moderated users who most of them do not read the rules, and also most of them end up being either dumbasses, retards, or just simply legit do not know any respect.
Their brains are from alternate dimensions, I swear.
Yeah, they're just built really, really special. Are you watching it, Tara?
Yeah, let me.
Make sure if you can.
Audio on for it.
Striving Chris, he left like a day after.
Yeah.
His last words were, "I can't do this anymore."
I didn't see that. I did not see that. I think because I didn't put in the video. I mean, this was like what, in 2021?
Dude, this was so long ago. This was like ancient.
Yeah, this one Segmentical was the punching bag of the server.
It still kind of is, just a little bit.
Does he even talk here?
Yeah, I've seen him on occasion. Sega's still lurking in the shadows. Ooh. But he don't talk and chew much.
Yeah, but that was was there anybody else? Do you remember if there was anybody else?
From like this video?
No, not from the video. Just apart from the famous ones like Retro Kaku and Bilal.
Dude, if there were, I don't remember them. All I remember is FPM.
Oh.
And I
don't
want to remember FPM.
Okay, all right.
Dude, that is like a podcast video in a show.
No, we can do a small story, but you know all the details. I don't. Not
on this day. Not on this day, Storm.
Listen, Dudo. There's a thing we strive for. This industry. It's called content. Think about how much content is gonna. Think about how much content.
All of that content for another day. All right.
No, this content be too strong. Okay.
It's too much.
Okay, we'll save it for another day. Maybe on an episode on its own where we do a little omnibus of it. But I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say one line. All right, Dudo, you have all the keys. You don't need to reveal anything. But
which line? There's too many lines.
No, I'm just gonna give like the 1 or 2 sentences of all the information I know from this.
Stop. Hold it right there, Buster.
Okay, I'm not gonna say. All right, so everyone, Dudo got scammed. That's about as much information that I'm gonna say. Dudo got scammed once, and it turned into a fiasco of titanic proportions. But that's all I'm gonna say for now.
It was very romantic.
No, it was not romantic. If you call abusive relationships romantic, then more power to you. Yeah, the Zach Stacy relationship. Yeah, yeah,
It was hilarious, but that's enough. That's enough on that.
yeah. Um, so did you really not? Did you really not remember the knighting of Sir Seedley?
No, dude, I
Dude,
don't.
it was one of the all time true moments. Okay, okay. What about the other ones? Do you remember? Do you remember when Osama pinned? No, I think it was Jaimod. I think it was either Jaimod or Osama. You know how, you know the Whitebeard pictures, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The One Piece.
The One Piece
The
is
One
real.
Piece.
Is real. Uh,
Dude,
yeah. So you
it
know
got
that one
pinned
picture.
too.
You know one picture with the
Stick.
that had some that one. You
Yep.
remember when Osama
Bro,
pinned
I
that?
love that image.
Remember when
Yeah, someone did pin that.
yeah. Hold on. I have a GIF from when that happened. Hold on.
Oh my.
Yeah, I remember. I
Yeah,
remember someone made this
I
one.
gotta save this.
Do not look in chat room pin. And it was also when I remember in main chat. I think it was when Justin was still in the server. Remember
Yeah,
Justin?
Jazzaton.
Yeah,
Dude, he
and
just looked like.
I think they were talking about yeah, you know, someone that was definitely not family friendly. And Osama, again, it seems to be a running theme, posted a picture of this medieval bronze sculpture. You know how those flat ones where they have like the detailed, you know, they have like the 3D detailed stuff.
Yeah.
Um, what was weird about this one was between his legs there was a God. It was
There was a what, so
it wasn't well it wasn't the obvious. It was something about 6 times that size. I don't know whether or not the designer who did this in like BC had a vision oh god that one.
still pinned, by the way.
It's all the main chat stuff is still pinned. Also, Tara, I bet
Yeah.
you're not getting any of this. I'm gonna guarantee that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Good.
But I get the vibe at least.
I get the vibe. What kind of vibe are you getting?
So you see energy.
Energy.
Tara. Okay,
It's even
so
notions.
this is related to BMC, but I also want to say, what was the weirdest thing any of the devs, do you remember BC did for money?
I don't know. I actually haven't been in the community for that long, but I do know sometimes.
Haven't you been tester for a
Um,
while though?
Yeah, a good while, but like, they actually use channels for their intended purpose most of the time. I think the weirdest thing I've seen a dev do. So Flatflyer,
How do you spell that, amigo?
Flatflyer. Um, don't ask what he does on Twitter. Tutar.
I can hazard a guess.
No, Dudo. It's like seeing what Corey from Oni Plays Twitter is. That's a road you don't want to go on.
Bro, you underestimate what I have seen. Okay.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
You
so
un-
what were you
you
saying, Tara?
underestimate
What
the
were you saying?
internet
What
is
were you
doing.
saying, Tara?
So Tutar is like the scripter guy. The main one. I don't know. Like the worst thing I remember him doing, I was talking about shaving his balls in memes banter, and then we had conversation about that. But like it wasn't bad, I guess.
Okay, well
Yeah,
that's
like not
okay.
a lot. Like
Okay, well,
not much wild
relatively
things.
speaking, that sounds like a normal thing. Gross, but you know,
Yeah, it was.
it's something that people do.
Yeah, like there really isn't that much that I've seen or that I consider remarkable about Bloxcards. It's kind of like it's a very nice community. Like people are normal.
Okay, on the not so normal end of the spectrum in the BMC, one time in main chat, you all from the Rexu podcast episode. If any of you have seen that, I've talked about this before.
Okay, I was just getting the Rexu pin. I was just getting the
No,
Rexu
no.
pin.
We're gonna reveal it to Terralex. Hold on. So this is a very special story. I don't remember all the details of the story that Rexu told me. And I think he sent this to Biomatic. I don't think he sent it to anybody else.
Yeah.
So I think one time Rex, people just fucking around in main chat, doing whatever. And oh wait, no, hold on. Look at the thread. It goes deeper than this. Okay.
It was like a running joke among the main chatters. That was like Rexu fanboy, right? Like that was the joke.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Rexu fan art, Rexu ships, and whatnot, and
then it evolved.
Yeah, and then it evolved. None of the images from the past ones are actually, they started flooding the chat with gifs and whatnot, and Rexu got a bet for like $200.
Was it 200?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, hold on. Was it two? Hold on. Sorry, no, it was $150.
Well,
to basically
I must say
to base. And what he did for the $200 was he put a camera on his floor and he started shaking his ass in front of the camera in some benign twerking fashion. I don't know why. I don't know what for. It was
for $200, obviously.
Also, I don't Tara. Wait. Oh, okay. You already posted it. All right. Never mind. I was about to say, Tara, is that going to make you uncomfortable in any way? I'm like, no.
Oh, well, too late now.
yeah, too late. Duda just fucked around and found out.
Bro, that's me for real. I must say though, like after seeing the clip, I have to agree with the rest of the main chatters. I do think Rexu should do it again.
No. But the crazy thing about it is that Rexu said it was worth it for some reason. Okay, well, it was relatively easy to do, and it's not like he did anything that was revealing. But he said that $150 was totally worth it. I don't think anything close to that has happened in the BC server, has it, Tara?
Nah, like the only money offers have been for like they've usually been just like in-game shit. Like I don't know, the most recent money offer for outside of the game favor has been, well, it was like if you can name all the songs in this mashup, you get a Luna. But yeah, that's like I'm not a very advanced historian of the
one really weird part of BC history. Sorry, no. Of BMC history.
There's so much, dude.
Oh no. One of the oldest main chat pins is I cannot find the full details of this for the life of me. It was just so odd. It was the oddest thing I've ever seen in my life. But it was BMC related. It was video title 9/2/2019. KZ plays RB and Samantha Pilgrim.
What?
No, it's a video. I don't know the lore behind it, but it was the most weird, uncomfortable viewing experience I have ever seen in my life.
Okay, but like, do you remember the Royal Kurai tournament?
No, I do not remember that. When was that?
Okay, so this was when RBT was like big, right?
Uh-huh.
Right after Kusa got fired. Somebody hacked the RBT game.
You mean the one that was like had BM2 code in it, but had like the special arena and whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, like someone hacked that, right? And look in the
Oh yeah, that. I remember that. Oh my god, that was great.
dude, Kusa like
No, let's not go on that. That's pretty serious topic.
blood fell off.
Yeah, he's not very royal blood. It's just blood.
I remember one time he was talking about a tornado outside of his house, and it was like super upplaying it, and it was like obviously fake. And I was like, dude, what are you trying to do here? And he's like, I'm trying to save my grandma and shit. I'm like, man, what do you mean?
If he was really wanted to save his grandma, he would get his ass off his computer and actually get into somewhere safe.
Bro, there's a tornado outside your house, and you go onto your Discord server, and you're like, I want to save my grandma.
Guys, what the fuck do I do?
About like what it would actually be if, like, what people would actually say to them if it was true. Like it's like, just okay, dude. Like, good luck, you know.
Stay in the basement. Which is what you should do during a tornado. So, I mean, if he wanted to stay in the basement, I guess he was doing a good job because he was on the computer. Man,
Well, I guess
I never did get to join one of them tournaments.
No, me neither. But I do remember Arcane Odyssey, right? The good old Arcane Odyssey game.
The good Arcane Odyssey game?
I said the good old Arcane Odyssey.
Oh.
Tara, have
this
you played?
Truly was
have
an
you played?
Arcane Odyssey.
Tara, have you played Arcane Odyssey, and do you like it?
I have not. I have not. I do like it though, because I enjoyed Arcane Adventures back in the day, and it's that, but higher quality basically.
For me, I haven't really played it because there hasn't been any story updates. But I remember when me and Duda were going around trying to claim the islands. I remember sniping Gohan Super Saiyan server, which was who was the first. I think it was the first ever champion of that RBT tournament, and I remember absolutely smoking him, and I think it was super funny because I just remember I got in this big ass argument where I was kind of embarrassed about. I think it was.
You do that way too much, Sword. I'm gonna be real with you.
Did you win?
I did. I did.
Win?
I don't get into him that much more often anymore.
Oh, anymore.
Also the fact that the crowd or every time crowd keeps bringing up the one time, and I don't even remember. Yeah, you son of a bitch. You're laughing. You already know what it is. I don't even remember if I even cried playing BM2. I think I typed once that I might cry over BM2 just because of the completely fucked up mental headspace I was in during 2021 and whatnot, since everybody was still indoors during the pandemic.
We were in like a voice call one time, right? We were playing BM2 and we were like big chilling, and okay, apparently they're releasing Sakura at 7:30 today.
What?
Check the announcement server.
Oh shit! This just happened. Damn.
Yeah, I just got a ping for it. Sheesh. Okay.
Wait, post your favorite GIF. Buduni says,
Sorry,
sorry mods.
Update is today.
The update is real.
The update is real.
Okay, so that's a pretty pretty special moment.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Black Magic 2, Sakura has been in the works for a good long while, and I guess, hush my fucking mouth over the lack of updates for BM2. Apparently we are going to get one tonight. So,
Dude, we were talking about no BM2 updates and like the state of the balancing.
so that's breaking news for you guys. Hope you enjoy that little cupcake.
Dude, damn, that's actually crazy, bro. They knew.
Although I'm always gonna criticize. Despite all the unique, like hundreds of unique, class docs that have been submitted over the past 3 years. I still have no idea why Budo is taking stuff from League of Legends.
Cause he likes League. I don't know. He likes scissors.
I didn't know there was a person still left on this earth that likes League, but here we are.
You know how many League players there are?
Yeah. Do you think any of them like League?
Yeah, like all of them. Why would they be playing it?
Addiction.
They're not masochists, mostly. Anyway,
mostly.
we got off track. So we were in a voice call once, and we were playing BM2, and we were having a good time. And then Cirque, you know Circus Shades.
Circus.
He joined the video game, and he started like interrupting all of your 1v1s, I think.
Okay, I don't remember. I don't think I was in this VC because I didn't have. I don't think I had the good mic back then.
No, I remember we were in a VC together, like we were playing games and whatnot. I do not think I have ever heard you like more angry than you were at Cirque that day.
Okay, Cirque was a. I'm gonna. I'm gonna admit it. Cirque was an asshole. He was the most insufferable asshole I've ever met online.
Yeah, he was a goon. I'm not gonna lie.
But that was when I was in a really fucked up mental headspace. Because I remember this being in 2021 vaguely. I don't remember me being in VC, but I do remember it vaguely being in 2021.
Yeah. But, dude, I was like, Sword, you gotta calm down, man. And you were like yelling. You were like, that fucking bitch. And I'm like, yo, chill.
Yeah. There was one time I remember. I think it was around the same time period after a 1v1. I just got. I think it was the time I chucked one of those sunscreen things styled in like deodorant, where you twist it up and the stuff comes out the top.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it flinging it across the room, my door, and the entire thing exploded.
Oh no!
I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Oh no!
There was plastic. There was plastic everywhere. There was sunscreen on the fucking walls. I mean, it was pissed at the time, but looking at it back now, it was the funniest thing ever.
Plastic fucking sucks to clean up. Like, you just look at it and you're like, this is so terrible for
Yo,
the
dude,
environment.
Tara, was there ever a time where y'all got mad as fuck and raged?
I don't get mad, like, at almost anything.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time that happened.
Okay,
like,
well, we know.
But-
Well, knowing where you are, we know that, dude.
What? What do you mean? Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a nice man, but I do like vividly remember in 5th grade.
Heck, all right.
Yeah, this was a while ago. I was having a Halloween party, and it was like close to my birthday. My birthday's in October, and like some girl there, like she said some stuff to me, and dude, You know when like people say, fear a gentleman's rage or whatever,
Yeah.
bro. Fear a gentle kid's rage, dude. I threw her down the stairs.
What the
Oh.
fuck? What did she say?
I don't remember. I was too mad.
Blinded
But,
by
like,
rage, were you?
I was legit. And I like look back on that and I feel really
did she
bad.
still did she still slice your pizza? or did or did she
I don't know
did she
I don't know
take
what
one of
she
your
did.
pencils and she didn't give it back? And how much trouble did you did you get for it?
Not much.
Okay, well, okay, that's some bullshit. I
It was
know.
at my house.
Oh, okay, well that makes it worse.
Like, bro, I was pissed. I like fucking grabbed her like by the neck and like whipped her down the stairs.
That sounds like you used Gale to push her down the stairs, but I'm
it's
gonna
it's
go with the fact that you pushed her.
it's
I
like
remember it
I like
was, like,
threw her. It's hard to visualize when there's no visualization here.
Were you literally? Okay, I was about to say you were blinded by rage, but no, you. It sounds like you were literally
No, no.
blind while this whole thing was happening.
I'm talking about like recreation for you guys, like using hand gestures and stuff. But obviously, can't
I
see.
wonder what it's like for the people who were thrown down the stairs as children. You know, like that's a pretty significant event. I'm not sure what
I think she like broke her arm or something.
what. How
Okay.
did you?
By the way,
how did you?
by the way, she
tell
broke
me
her
about
arm.
that?
You psychotic motherfucker! You know.
Bro, I was mad. I was mad. Okay.
No, I remember when I was 5, I threw. Well, I pushed a kid down the stairs. Like I was pretty socially inept as a young child, and these guys at my kindergarten were, at the top of the stairs, play fighting, pretending to roll down and push each other down. But I just walked up and pushed one of the kids down without saying anything because I wanted to play.
Okay. Well, that's more. I feel like that's more curiosity than rage, though.
I wonder what would happen if I pushed this guy down the stairs.
No,
My science teacher
said
was.
I was like,
Man, I just learned about gravity and science. What else can it do?
What else can gravity do?
I'm intrigued about this.
what is gravity?
What is
I
gravity?
think
I think gravity is the flying spaghetti monster holding all of us down to Earth with his invisible spaghetti tendrils.
That's
that seems like a reasonable explanation.
Exactly. And when people get to space, he rewards us with like letting us go and letting us fly, and that's why there's no gravity in space.
Amazing.
I know, right?
Scientific bachelor.
It's really thought.
But on the topic of people getting busted up, I cannot count how many times I kicked my own ass in. I think it was it was in elementary, my intermediate school, and my middle school. Those are the three. Yeah, sorry. It was 4 years, 2 years, and another 2 years were the times where I hurt myself the most. So, okay, for example, fifth grade, same as you do though. So there was this.
You threw a girl down the stairs?
No,
Oh.
I may have done something worse though.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's hear it.
Okay, so fifth grade. There's a part of there's a part of the playground, which all the other elementary school kids went up to because the elementary school and the intermediate school are literally just across the road from each other. They were just in the exact same location. They would run up and they would play with all the fifth and sixth graders on the, because our playgrounds had all the cool shit that the elementary playgrounds didn't. So that's where they always went up there. Um, but anywho, that's not about that stuff. So at the back end of the playground, where all the auxiliary classrooms were, which are the ones that the ones that can be like moved to different places.
Hmm.
There's a basketball court, and there's also a soccer field right next to it. So we were always trying to play different types of games over there. We played we played wiffle ball with some of the gym equipment. We did play soccer lots of the time. We played touch football, which was also fun. And partially because we didn't actually have a football field. The football field was over by, I think, the high school. Yeah, all the football games are played at the high school.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one time, uh, and even though I had a bit of soccer related injuries, I did have plenty of balls kicked into my face, which did hurt a lot. But I'm pretty sure everybody's experienced that at least once.
Uh, sure. Let's go with that.
You never had a ball kicked into your face by accident?
Personally, I don't have many balls on my face, no. But go off, sword.
No, okay then, Quinceañero. All right. So we're just doing whatever the fuck we want. I'm over there with my with some of the other kids from the class and some of the people who were in the cool teachers who were from the cool teachers classes, because it was a bit like elementary where we didn't really um go to class after class. Actually, I think we did, because I remember in elementary we just stayed in one classroom and all the subjects were taught in there. But in intermediate school, we started to go to different classrooms, have different teachers for that sort of stuff. I don't know if it was the same for any of you guys.
I never sported as a kid.
So we were just running around playing soccer. I think because yesterday everybody's in a good mood because they play touch football over by Farm Weeks, and everybody was pumped to play something else. We were doing passes, doing shots and whatnot, and I'm downfield, near center of the line. Um, I look over, signal for a pass from one of the from one of the people who was running with the ball. He passed it to me. I'm still not looking forward. I finally look forward, and one of my friends heading right towards me. We bash our heads like full force. Run into our foreheads. I think. Actually, no. I think it was just face to face. Like, so it was very painful. I remember just crouching down, holding my nose for like a minute and a half, and then after that pain subsided, I look up. I opened my eyes because I kept my eyes closed, holding my nose like, oh god, that hurts so bad. And I look up, and my friend is just laying on the floor, eyes look a dead stare into the sky in a starfish position, completely
He's
knocked
dead.
completely knocked out, like halfway to visiting Jesus, knocked out. Uh,
Bro, you killed him.
no, and it was like, dude, what are you doing? Get up! And he's just staring there like emotionless, like like he's breathing real slow, like his eyes are not blinking, and we were confused. We kind of never had seen we kind of never had seen someone like that at all. Uh, and then like 5 minutes later, he finally got up and he's like, where am I? And and we kind of didn't want to say anything. But then we all
You're in
laughed.
heaven.
But then we all laughed it off. But I'm 100% sure that I gave him some sort of concussion. There ain't no
Uh,
way I didn't.
Dude, you knocked him out cold for 5 minutes.
I didn't know, man. Okay.
So, whoops.
Whoopsie, I gave him.
Whoopsie daisy, I gave him brain damage.
Um, any of you accidentally injure somebody? I mean on accident, Dudo. Not like you, not like on purpose.
on accident, huh? Hmm. I was playing basketball one time, right? I was playing it by myself. I was just like shooting hoops at a local elementary school, and a kid he comes running by, and he like runs near the hoop, and the basketball bounces off of the hoop, and it like hits him directly in the head, and he okay, you know that one gif of the autistic kid, and he's like standing there and the ball's hitting him in the head and he's going like, yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's not no. You don't know that's crack kid. You don't know what crack kid is?
No, but anyway, it was
Dude,
like
that's
that
a classic clip. You need to research that.
Okay, I'll do it later. It was like that, except like he fell dead over.
Okay, it probably hit him
And
spot on, and then it probably hit him spot on.
I think I hit him in like the temple or something. Like he fell dead over, and I saw his head bounce off of the ground, and there was like a stain there, and I'm like,
That's bad.
It was like pavement.
Oh,
This this other time, I was at the beach with my friends, and one of my friends, she was like running around, and there were these big old like abandoned lifeguard towers on the beach. So I was like messing around in one of those, and then my mom she calls all of us over for like sandwiches, right? So I'm like, sick. I'm gonna go, and I jump off the tower, right? But my friend, she runs directly underneath me, like right as I jump off the tower, and I like land directly on top of her. So it's and I landed like I kicked her in the face. We were fine because I was like 7 years old, but we still laugh about that now because it's fucking hilarious, man.
I remember one that was from elementary school. So you know the game Swamp Ball. Do you know what that game is?
No. What did you do to your microphone?
It's blowing my nose, dumb bitch. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Bro hit the. That's what you did.
What the fuck?
What? Calm down. Alright. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Okay, so Swamp Ball, apart from the fucking mnemonic sounds coming from your mic. So it's like
I have
dodgeball.
no idea what you're referring to.
So it's like dodgeball, except every person eliminated has to go to the one end of the gym that's adjacent to where your team is, and they all have to stand in this little box area. And if you throw a dodgeball over to the other side, your teammate can catch it so that they're allowed to get back into the game.
Uh-huh.
So if your team is eliminated, you can try and throw a ball to the other end of the side instead of eliminating someone to get your teammate back into the game. So it was one of those days. Except our team was sucking back because we had like 15 people eliminated, and we were all
Ew.
just in a crowd. We were all just crowded in this box. Just waiting for the ball. Just waiting for someone to throw a ball over. And I remember a lot of us, including me, were just jumping up and down, waving our arms back and forth, and one of the balls actually did come near us, and when I tried to reach for it, some of the one of the other kids, I think it was one of the kids who was on one of the on one of the junior football teams, and he or on one of the basketball teams because he had a crazy vertical. Um,
He had a crazy vertical.
now, now, now they did though. I remember in fifth and sixth grade, people could dunk. Uh, but this guy jumps up to catch it, and he elbows me with the stiffest elbow of all time, right in the jaw.
Ooh.
And I remember he sent my ass airborne. It was like a launcher if you would put it that way. And I was on the ground. My head was ringing like I had never felt it before.
Dude, he hit you with the DP.
Yeah, he option selected. uh, yeah, my head was ringing like no tomorrow. Um, I was delirious. I had no idea what happened, and then when I looked down, my mouth was bleeding.
Ooh.
There was like a fourth cup of blood just dripping onto the floor, and like my entire mouth was bleeding. And then after it finally kicked in, I was bawling my eyes out because this is elementary school, and that stuff kind of does things to you. Yeah, and then the gym teacher had to get someone up and clean the damn blood off the floors. But everyone else didn't give a fuck. They just kept playing because it was elementary school.
Yeah. Normal elementary.
Yeah, and I remember
Normal.
looking back, and the kid who elbowed me looked entirely unfazed. Like after him giving me the best elbow he could, I was hoping that maybe he was a little injured in the exchange, but nope, he was just spick and spam. Yo, Tara, was there? Tara.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I'm going to get some water.
He was getting ice cream.
You didn't hear my whole story about my ass getting handed to me? All right.
He got elbowed in the face, and he died. Yep.
And I came back to life, honest. Tara.
Nah, you're just a ghost.
I feel like we could have didn't we have already told it, but I feel like one more story for this session is, what was the worst injury you ever got, Tara?
Well, I also don't remember. Technically, it would be like as a result of some surgery, but maybe a dog bite I got 4 years ago, like 2 years ago, November 2021. I was at some recording studio, to record stuff, hang out with the producers and whatnot. And the owner had these two pretty big, like really thick German Shepherd adjacent dogs. I don't know if they're full German Shepherd or like mixed with other stuff, but they're definitely like not there to be friendly. And one day they just decided that they did not like me. Got barked at. So, thought nothing of it. I was like, okay. The next time I came back, one of them started like tugging on my pants. So I was like, okay, I also freaked out, but like maybe it shouldn't escalate. But eventually, one time, like as soon as I stepped through the gates, I got rushed by both of them and got my arm chewed on for a bit.
I almost got attacked. I almost got attacked by a dog. I think
Indeed.
when I was little, and it was the time where or I wasn't used to the neighborhood yet because we just moved. I think 2 years before, 2 years before that thing happened. I was getting I think I was getting the mail, because, everybody's mailbox on my road is not next to their house. It's on those low wooden structures where everybody's mailbox is just together on one street.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you turn in. So after I was getting the mail, I got out of the it was a pickup. It was a pickup truck. So I got out of the front door. I went in and got the mail, and then I hear barking to my right, and
Oh
these
no.
two small dogs were blitzing towards me at the speed of light. The looks like they're ready to chop my goddamn ass off.
Dude, they
and
pull
I'm
up.
and I remember screaming like a little bitch, and I was literally climbing and clawing into the back of my dad's pickup truck, and I was just terrified, and my dad was pissed about it, but um. And he lectured me for not being calm about the situation, but do you think I would
Dude,
take any
if
chances?
if I see two chihuahuas like booking it toward, bro, I'm out of there.
No, these weren't chihuahuas. These were like these. I don't know if they were pit bulls.
Oh, the
Although-
pit bull.
Even though what, yeah, yeah. Apart from the whole thing, did you know there's a weapon and item asylum that's just a pit bull on a leash that's called Mala Child.
Yo, that's fire. Legit.
Yeah. Did you think I was taking any chances with those demonic entities just storming towards me? He was
Dude,
pissed
pit
at me
bulls are
for not.
cute,
He
I'm
was
not
pissed at
gonna
me for
lie.
not being calm, but I don't think he ever approached the guy who didn't have those little fuckers on a leash. And he was one of our neighbors. And he was one of our. Okay, he wasn't a neighbor, but he was pretty damn close to our street. But he always blasted. He always blasted this annoying ass music out loud to everybody. I remember, because he was always outside doing stuff. He never heard it. I don't think he ever heard of headphones.
Some people, there's
Pit
like
bulls are pretty cool.
so much you can just do
Dude,
with
I used to have a dog, right? I had a mini pincher. His name was Mac. He was like really old and a geriatric. So one day I was like petting him. You know, I was being casual, and my brother starts talking to me, and I'm like talking to my brother and petting Mac at the same time, and randomly he just like jumps up and he tries to bite my nose off for no reason. He's just like, how about this? And I like pulled away like at the last second. I was like, oh shit, and he just like walked away, and I was scared of him for the rest of my life. But no, getting mauled by a dog must like
Yeah, getting mauled by anything, dude. Oh god.
getting mauled must be pretty bad.
A bit of discomfort, really.
This is rather uncomfortable.
A nuisance. Maybe just a
nuisance?
nuisance.
It's like a mosquito bite, dude.
Hi. Well, I feel like it's been a good long while. And I hope everyone listening enjoyed listening to all the random stuff and the stuff you may not know about, stuff you might know about. For our first episode of Memes and Banter Podcast. If you want to comment questions that you want us to answer or topics that you want us to discuss in the comments below. And I guess we will see you next episode.
All right.